I am blocked by David Jaffe. I'm blocked. He's been on our show, but there was a clip that got passed around to me calling him a bad parent. I stand by that statement. I think that anybody who stands by their kids saying that they're whatever, okay, it is what it is. You didn't fight for your kid. This is amazing. Let's go back over to Fandom Pulse over there. Thanks, John, for this great article. It says, God of War director David Jaffe blames YouTube grifters for killing Dragon Age the Veilguard and compares transgenderism to being black.
Wait, what?
It's amazing.
Wait, a white
David Jaffe for you.
white man says that transgenderism, which can happen to any person or any race of any creed, is just affiliated to black people? Is he speaking for black people? That's weird.
So I want to pull up this clip, and we're going to watch the first minute or so of it, about a minute and 20 seconds, to where it gets to this comparison, and it's like, really? Like, you're really throwing this out there? So let's see where this goes.
When you say that the gaming community ruined this game's success, I mean, I don't think that's entirely fair, but I think there is a lot of truth to it. If you're EA, you've got to kind of prepare for the market winds that you're sailing into and all that. And so they should have been prepared to counter, and they weren't. Really, at this point, all that gaming community that you're talking about has done is they've made it so they've actually made games worse, which is what they say they're trying to not do. But
Vera, did you know you've made games worse?
I do apparently know that I've made games worse simply for having my own opinion in live streaming video games, which is exactly what he's doing.
What? Stop that. It's ridiculous. But yes, you're making, and we're making games worse.
We're all shit together.
Right.
That's right. We're just doing our best to make games worse, which is fine.
But people like him are making games better, surely.
That's right. That's right. Why do you need to make games great again when you have colossal failures over and over and over again?
Right.
It's
we
crazy.
love Concord.
Bitch. All right, let's continue here.
because they have the charismatic grifters that make the videos that for whatever reason people respond to.
Allow me to respond to that here, David. Horrible parent Jaffe. The reason why people respond to it is because we're honest about it, and people like honesty and authenticity. And you, friend, are the one who is incredibly out of touch with everything that's happening with the customer. Whereas people like Vera, people like us, have a pulse on the people who are actually buying these games, or in many of these cases, not buying these games. Why are they not buying these games? Because they're being exposed for pushing the things that these normal people, these normal men, don't want in their games. It's very simple. It's not hard at all. Vera, do you have anything to add to that?
Not really, no.
Okay. Let us continue.
People who haven't actually played this game will hate it just because they're sort of told to hate it. And so what does EA do next time? They don't make...
Wait.
Yeah, what happens when content creators like me, right? I streamed a whole playthrough of Veilguard. I formed my own genuine opinion on it. What about us? Am I still a grifter when I played it and have an opinion on it? He's out of his mind.
So hold on. They're forming an opinion based off what they're told. So almost it's like if people bought a game without playing it because they were told it was good. Should the marketers of this game be criticized, or it's the exact same thing? It's two sides of the same coin here.
Yeah.
You know, it's the exact same thing, and that's what's most amazing about this comparison. Let's continue.
Stellar Blade, they just continue to sort of, vanilla the fuck out of everything they work on and make sure that no one's going to have anything to complain about. They straight up ask you if you want transgender game options 1 hour in. You select yes or no. So all the people bitching invited it into their game. I don't even know what it asks, but this character apparently is the Barv trans character, and so far there's nothing. Not that needs to be. I mean, to me, that's the equivalent of saying, "Do you want black people? Do you want black people in your game? We have a button that'll get the blacks out."
Holy
Oh.
fuck.
Is that like what happened with Rings of Power then? Because in 2001, they're gone. He's got that button, guys.
Nobody asked for any button like that, David. Holy.
Holy shit.
You know what's the most amazing thing about this is that he went into this video and he edited this down. And he feels like, got him.
Yeah.
Got him. And like he thought this was such a profound point here. I just want to replay this one more time.
Not that needs to be. I mean, to me, that's the equivalent of saying, do you want black people? Do you want black people in your game? We have a button that'll get the blacks out.
We have.
Yikes. He just doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. He's just yapping.
Oh, we have a button that will keep the blacks out. Like, wow. Those words came out of his mouth. That's amazing. Oh my gosh,
Wow.
David Jaffe. You're
David
fascinating.
Jaffe does not like me. He made a video about me a few months ago because
yeah?
it was when the Trump assassination had happened, and there were a lot of people on social media that were joking about it. Like Alyssa Mercante was making the stormtrooper jokes, and he basically had said that he thought it was suspicious and it might have been staged. And I said, that's not fucking cool. Why would you ever post that on social media? Like, why would you ever, why would your brain instantly go to that? And then he whipped out a book about the WWE and Vince McMahon and said, oh, there's a lot of information about Trump in here and how he's good at understanding an audience and entertaining a crowd. But that's literally anyone in life, right? When you go to a job interview, you're trying to convince someone to hire you. When you're trying to get a loan or you're like in the real world debating someone, you're trying to convince them of your stance or your qualities of trustworthiness. And he basically called me a grifter, and he told me to go fuck myself because he said that he's smarter than me and he knows more about politics and Trump because he's older than me.
Oh, that's good. Well, by that logic, I think wouldn't Trump know more about politics than him because Trump's older than him?
Right. There we go.
Sounds
Yeah.
like pretty sound logic to me. Well, he received, I saw this as I was kind of getting caught up on all this insanity. And, I mentioned I was blocked. Grums is also blocked.
I'm
and,
not blocked yet.
Yet.
I'm not. And he made a full dedicated video on me. And funny enough, that was the day I hit 100K.
Oh,
So it is what it is, David.
love that. Thanks, Davey.
Well, I'm not either, but he probably doesn't even know who I am. So that's okay.
Oh, I'm sure he does. Well, he said, did YouTube's kill Dragon Age? I think so. He said, well, let's discuss. So I actually pulled up this video because he actually had a back and forth with Savvy here, going back and forth talking about this. But that's neither here nor there. I wanted to kind of pull up the video itself to kind of talk about. He talks about the bad writing and the bad marketing associated with the game and how YouTubers caused it to fail. But the last minute of here is what I really want to key in on. And so let's just go play the last minute and how he really feels about you.
But yeah, the stuff I was talking about specifically in that video were the people who were going off about the LGBT stuff. And, again, you have a right. I don't agree with it. I think it's short-sighted. I think it's ignorant when you think there's some kind of, let's just say that you and I, if you are one of those people, we don't agree on the motivations behind why you are seeing more progressive ideas in your media. A lot of people are into this whole conspiracy thing, and I'm just like, that's not what's happening, in my opinion. But yeah, you have a right not to like it. But if you're gonna be cruel about it online and talk about how mean or be mean, talk about mean things about the trans community or the LGBT community, and you can't really back it up, you're just kind of like, I don't want that in my game. Yeah, I think you're a fucking idiot. And I don't like you. And you don't like me, and that's okay. We don't have to like each other. Hey, man, at least you're passionate. That's something more than a lot of people can say. But no, I do not like your view on this issue, and I do not like the way you handle it.
Why? Why does he not like our view of not wanting the stuff in the games?
Because it's not his view.
And
Because
why
it's
is it not
his
his view?
opinion. He wants everybody to agree with him, which is fine. He's like he said in the video, he's allowed to have his own opinion, but he talks about how toxic gamers are and how bigoted gamers are and how awful we are. Yeah, well, you're a pretty awful person too when you tell someone to go fuck themselves just because they have an opinion that's different from yours. Like, you're a piece of shit, but yet you're calling other people a piece of shit. Doesn't really work, in my opinion. You're not like the arbiter of, honesty and morality over there, David.
Well, one other big reason why he may not agree with this is that he has a trans kid.
Right.
And that's, I think that's, obviously a big part in his ideology, because when you let your kid do things like that to themselves, you are in the Titanic and you're going to go down with that ship, whether you like it or not. So you can't get out. Can't get out. Even if you want to take the lifeboat, you can't get out. So, and once again, it's just a matter of like, why the idea that an hour into the game, that should not be looked past. He's, well, an hour into the game, you have an option to have the transgender. Why? Why is that an option? It shouldn't be an option at all in the game.
And he's not even being fully truthful, because while, yes, you pick your identity like an hour into the game, there are other characters like Tosh, for example, who constantly talk about how they don't identify with being a female and that they are non-binary. So even if, yes, you do not choose that identity for your character, there are other characters in the game which are spewing the same talking points that you cannot ignore.
I think everything you need to know about David Jaffe's stance goes back to David Jaffe as a parent and what he's allowed his child to do. And like I said, I never like to criticize other parents, right? But I will be critical of this because you have gone out of your way to pigeonhole yourself and your ideology, and ultimately that is what's seeping into these other forms of entertainment that we're seeing in, whether it's primarily games, but other forms of entertainment as well. I do feel that in the next few years we're going to see a strong pushback on this in the next 2, 3, 4 years, as other games are realizing. I think that probably the worst day of David Jaffe's life was November 5th, and I think that I think because of November 5th we're going to see a strong cultural shift. We've already started to see that strong cultural shift, and you're going to see people like David Jaffe whining and crying more than they ever have before.